Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Preeti Kaur. Coming up in the next 30 minutes. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to address exam stress, learning focus among students in 9th edition of Pariksha Pe Charcha today at 10 AM IST. Amid growing tensions, US and Iran to hold crucial talks in Oman. White House says Trump prefers diplomacy but warns of military options. Russia and Ukraine agree to exchange prisoners as second round of peace talks in Abu Dhabi concludes. Key differences remain unresolved. And in cricket, India all set to chase 6th Under-19 World Cup title and England's their first since 1998. As exam season draws closer, the country's most awaited student-centric dialogue is back. Prime Minister Narendra Modi's unique interactive program with students, Pariksha Pe Charcha 2026, now in its 9th edition, will be held today. This year's PPC features very interesting topics relating to examinations, notably the need to remain stress-free, focus on learning and more. Here's a detailed report.
For millions of students, examinations often mean anxiety, self-doubt, and sleepless nights. Pariksha Pe Charcha addresses this reality head-on, reminding students that stress is natural, but fear is optional. What makes Pariksha Pe Charcha 2026 truly unique is its new format. This year, the Prime Minister invited students to his official residence, offering a warm and informal setting of an open exchange on exams and life lessons. Prime Minister Narendra Modi focuses on practical wisdom, how to manage time, overcome fear of failure, stay focused, and believe in oneself. His message is simple: exam test preparation, not personality. Pariksha Pe Charcha 2026 reaches beyond the capital. Interactions were held in Coimbatore, Raipur, Dev Mogra in Gujarat, and Guwahati, ensuring that guidance reaches students from every corner of the country.
Examinations are just around the bend, and the Pariksha Pe Charcha then cannot be behind that. This year, we are having the 9th edition of Pariksha Pe Charcha. And something unique has happened this time is that more than 4.5 crore students, children and parents have registered themselves on the MyGov platform, because they're all waiting to hear as to what the Honorable Prime Minister has to tell them. This is a unique intervention conceived and conceptualized by the Honorable Prime Minister.
With over 45 million registrations, this year's response reflects deep faith in the program. Students are not just watching, they are actively seeking direction, motivation, and emotional support. The 9th edition of Pariksha Pe Charcha 2026 will telecast on 6th February 10 am. Pariksha Pe Charcha is more than a broadcast. It's a national conversation that replaces anxiety with assurance and pressure with purpose. Pariksha Pe Charcha 2026 stands as a reminder that success is not built on fear but on balance, discipline, and self-belief. It tells every student you are more than your marks and you are never alone in this journey. Kriti Veera's report for DD India.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will arrive in Malaysia for his 2-day official visit on Saturday. Indian diaspora there is excited to welcome Prime Minister Modi, with rehearsals underway for an energetic and culturally vibrant grand reception celebrating strong people-to-people ties between the two nations. DD India's Meghna Dev talked to a group of classical dancers who will perform to welcome Prime Minister Modi. Let's listen in.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be shortly in Kuala Lumpur, and we are joined in by a group of students who learn classical dance and are going to perform to welcome the Prime Minister's visit to Malaysia. What are you performing for the Prime Minister? How excited are you to welcome him?
We are performing Kathak dance, so we are very excited. In fact, we are feeling very pride as a Malaysian to invite him and showing the Indian dance form to him, presenting it. It's a big opportunity for us, so we are very happy. I think we are very excited to show the unity that we have here and the connection from cultural viewpoint with India, and it's exciting that the Prime Minister itself is coming here to witness it.
We are going to be performing different dance forms, so you can see Odissi, Bharatnatyam, Kathak. We are the Kathak group, and we are going to all perform together on a singular song, showing the different variations that we have in the Indian culture, how different dance forms come together to form this beautiful united country called India. We are very excited to welcome Mr. Narendra Modi, and I hope you like the performance.
Also, how many people are excited, especially in Malaysia, young girls, to learn Indian classical dance form?
There are many classical dance forms, and like you see, India is a diverse country, and we are showing all the diverse performances. We have Bharatnatyam, Odissi, Kuchipudi, and different type of folks. So I hope Mr. Narendra Modi will be happy to see that outside of India, with NRIs and non-resident Indian, we really miss India, and we embrace the culture by dance. And the dance speaks the loudest language of all.
Absolutely. What do you have to say? How excited are you to welcome the Prime Minister?
Welcome Modi ji to Malaysia, and I'm excited to show that we have adopted Indian culture from India, northern India, in Malaysia as well for Kathak.
So as we hear, these girls speak about how dance is uniting them, how this Indian culture, Indian classical dance forms are uniting them, are also making them feel the essence of India while living in Malaysia, is something that is what we call cultural bridges that connect two nations, India and Malaysia. And here is a group, and so many groups like these, who are going to perform while they welcome Prime Minister Narendra Modi to Malaysia. With camera person Jagmohan, this is Meghna Dev for DD India from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia.
Kuala Lumpur is home to many places of worship that reflect Malaysia's rich cultural diversity. One such landmark is the Shri Veera Hanuman temple, a revered Hindu temple that continues to draw Indian origin devotees and tourists as well. Our correspondent Meghna Dev gets us this report.
Located in the heart of Kuala Lumpur, the Veera Hanuman temple stands as a powerful symbol of faith, devotion and cultural heritage for the Hindu community in Malaysia. Dedicated to Lord Hanuman, the deity known for strength, loyalty and courage, the temple is especially significant to devotees of Indian origin. The temple's vibrant architecture, featuring traditional Hindu design elements and Southeast Asian elements, detailed sculptures, immediately capture the attention of visitors.
It's totally designed by India, but no, it's actually purely Malaysian, which is born in Brickfield, and this is the guy who did it. Because the passion that he has for Hanuman and all that. I love him, he's my role model, and he's a hero for me. And he's a father figure for me and all that. I like his braveness and all that. So from small, when I was 20 years old, I started to draw and imagine that I want to do something. I got the opportunity, I make use of it in a proper way and all that. That's what you're seeing today.
During festivals such as Hanuman Jayanti, the temple comes alive with devotional chants, rituals, and a large gathering of worshippers. Devotees from different backgrounds visit the temple, highlighting Malaysia's spirit of harmony and multicultural coexistence.
Every day without fail, after work, I will come and see Hanuman, pray to him. How much of sorrows and the heaviness I have inside also. Just that 5 minutes, I just come and talk to him, I feel very relieved. Yeah, so it's a calling from God, you see. After finishing, the bell is ringing. So it's a very, very powerful temple. Whoever is coming from India and all over the world, please come and meet Hanuman. Come and touch this temple, come and step in here. You will be blessed.
Beyond its religious significance, the Veera Hanuman temple is also a point of interest for tourists exploring brickfields, often referred to as Kuala Lumpur's Little India.
In a modern and multicultural city like Kuala Lumpur, the Veera Hanuman temple serves as a spiritual anchor. It transcends boundaries and connects people to their faith, to their strength, to their devotion. With camera person Jagmohan, this is Meghna Dev for DD India from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has expressed confidence that India is fully geared to compete at the global stage and is marching towards becoming the third largest economy with confidence and decisive policy reforms. Prime Minister Modi was replying to a discussion on the motion of thanks to the President's address in the upper house of Parliament.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Thursday said that India has emerged as a trusted partner for many countries and the world is rapidly progressing towards a new global order. Replying to the debate in the upper house of Parliament, that is the Rajya Sabha, on the motion of thanks on the President's address, PM Modi said that big countries are very eager to have trade relations with India.
बड़े-बड़े देश भारत के साथ व्यापारिक संबंध बनाने के लिए बहुत ही आतुर है। यूरोपीय संघ का ट्रेड डील हो, अमेरिका के साथ अभी हुआ जो ट्रेड डील हो, और कल हमारे पीयूष जी ने सदन में विस्तृत जानकारी भी दी है और पूरा विश्व खुल करके इस ट्रेड डील का तारीफ कर रहा है। और उसमें जब यूरोपियन यूनियन के साथ ट्रेड डील हुआ तो विश्व को भरोसा हुआ कि अब वैश्विक स्तर पर स्थिरता की संभावना बढ़ेगी। अमेरिका के साथ ट्रेड डील होने के बाद विश्व को और भरोसा हो गया कि जो स्थिरता की एहसास हो रहा था अब गति का भी एहसास होने लगा है। अब विश्व के लिए शुभ संकेत।
Emphasizing that India's trade agreements will enhance stability in the world, Prime Minister Modi said that India is entering into future-ready trade agreements with several countries.
अनेक देशों के साथ आज भारत फ्यूचर रेडी ट्रेड डील्स कर रहा है। पिछले कुछ ही समय में दुनिया के महत्वपूर्ण 9 बड़े देशों के साथ 9 बड़े हमारे ट्रेड डील हुए हैं और उसमें मदर ऑफ ऑल डील एक साथ 27 देशों के साथ, यूरोपियन यूनियन के साथ।
There are the key takeaways from Prime Minister Modi's speech, which also includes PM said the second quarter of century will be decisive in making India a developed nation. PM also said that India emerges as leading voice of Global South. He said that India is moving towards world's third largest economy. PM said that India's growth is very high among major economies. PM Modi also said that India is a ray of hope for the world. He also said that the world praises India's trade deals, sees stability and speed. PM said that the new world order is inclined towards India. Prime Minister Narendra Modi also reflected on India's economic trajectory and the remarkable speed at which it is rising.
आज मेजर इकोनॉमी में भारत का ग्रोथ बहुत हाई है और हाई ग्रोथ और लो इन्फ्लेशन ये बहुत ही यूनिक संयोग है और ये हमारी अर्थव्यवस्था की मजबूती को प्रदर्शित करता है।
In his nearly 100-minute speech, PM Modi countered the opposition party's criticism about his government's track record of implementing schemes and talking about Viksit Bharat. Dheeraj Das for DD India.
At least 18 miners were killed in a blast and several others feared trapped in an illegal coal mining site in Meghalaya's East Jaintia Hills district on Thursday, prompting the government to order an investigation. Preliminary reports indicate that the blast was caused by a high-intensity dynamite explosion used for mining activities. The explosion triggered the collapse of adjoining mine shafts, trapping workers deep underground and raising fears of further casualties. Rescue and search operations are ongoing and authorities are working to assess the full extent of the tragedy. Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma said that appropriate action will be taken against the perpetrators.
We had a very tragic incident that took place in East Jaintia Hills, where a dynamite explosion had occurred at an illegal coal mine in Minsingot, Thangsko area in East Jaintia Hills. As per the current reports, about 18 people are reported dead because of this blast. One person is injured and has been shifted to the Yalong Civil Hospital.
According to local sources, the impact was so severe that nearby quarry structures crumbled instantly, significantly hampering rescue operations. Initial investigations suggest that the mine was operating illegally in violation of safety regulations and existing government bans on rat hole mining in the region. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has expressed grief over the loss of lives in Meghalaya mishap. In a social media post, the Prime Minister said, and I quote him, "Condolences to those who lost their loved ones. May the injured recover at the earliest. An ex gratia of rupees 2 lakh from Prime Minister National Relief Fund would be given to the next of the kin of each deceased. The injured would be given 50,000 rupees. You're watching DD India Live. We're heading for a short break, but after the break, students, faculty stage sit-in against US Immigration and Customs Enforcement at Columbia University, leading to 12 arrests. Floods and inclement weather wreak havoc in Spain. Evacuation underway. RBI to announce monetary policy today, the first after the release of Union Budget 2026 on 1st February.
Food systems contribute to a third of global planet warming emission. In today's episode, let's take a look at what happens when food systems stop working for everyone.
After Hatibandhu arrived, we discussed as a village the challenge that we were facing. And we came to the conclusion that we should sow some crops, especially for the elephants.
The Meramok Cafe is basically promoting this circular economy. So there's not much transportation involved in that process. So this is one way that we are reducing the carbon emission from that point of view.
He's probably laughing because despite the fact that they're cleaning up other people's problems for free, it seems like nobody here actually wants them to be doing it.
Welcome back after the break. You're watching DD India Live. Let's get you more updates. After weeks of military threats and arguments over a venue, the US and Iran are all set to begin talks in Oman today. The talks were set to go ahead, even though the two sides have had differences over the agenda, and that has increased doubts about the prospects for a deal. Trump has threatened to carry out strikes on Iran if an agreement cannot be reached. The US previously said that it wanted the discussions to include Iran's missile arsenal and other issues, while Tehran has insisted on focusing exclusively on its disputed nuclear program. It was unclear whether that disagreement had been resolved. Moving on to Russia-Ukraine crisis now. The second round of US brokered talks between Russia and Ukraine concluded in Abu Dhabi, the United Arab Emirates, on Thursday, with both sides agreeing to a large-scale prisoner exchange but failing to achieve substantive breakthroughs on core issues such as territorial arrangements and a ceasefire. The talks ended with no joint political or security statement, underscoring persistent differences between Russia and Ukraine on key matters, including territorial disputes, ceasefire arrangements, and security guarantees. Ukraine President Zelensky also said on Thursday that the next peace talks with the delegations of US and Russia will be held soon. However, no timetable or arrangements for the next round of talks were announced, highlighting continued uncertainty in the political settlement process. 12 people were arrested on Thursday while protesting outside United States Columbia University, where professors, students and supporters staged a sit-in against US Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Demonstrators briefly blocked traffic on street, protesting against the Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Protesters accused the university of cooperating with ICE and called for the campus to be declared a sanctuary. A spokesperson for the Students' Workers of Columbia Union said that recent ICE actions on campus had created fear and reiterated calls for the university to change policing practices and adopt a sanctuary designation. Indian teacher Rubal Nagi won the Global Teacher Prize 2026 at the World Government Summit in Dubai on Wednesday. She received $1 million award presented by Global Education Management System Education. Rubal Nagi was honored for using art as a tool to support education, including transforming neglected walls into interactive learning murals that teach basic literacy, numeracy, public health and environmental awareness. Over 2 decades, her work has helped bring more than 1 million children into formal education. Through the Rubal Nagi Art Foundation, she has set up over 800 educational centers across India, supporting children from low-income communities and villages. She was selected from over 5,000 nominations from 139 countries and plans to use the prize money to establish a vocational institute offering free professional and digital skills training. Let's get you weather updates. Spanish Guardia Civil went door to door in the southern mountain village of Grazalema to evacuate about 1,500 residents on Thursday after flooding swept through the village. Residents walked through floodwater carrying belongings as police and emergency services cleared the entire town as a precaution. Evacuees were taken to a nearby sports and leisure center that was converted into temporary shelter in the city of Ronda. The Red Cross and emergency services set up hundreds of beds to accommodate residents overnight, while soldiers deliver food and water supplies. A drone footage showed floodwaters pouring down from Grazalema after Storm Leonardo. Juan Manuel Moreno, president of Andalusia's regional government, said that authorities plan to drain 2 reservoirs below the town that were at the risk of overflowing. In Portugal, Storm Leonardo pounded the Iberian Peninsula with torrential rains on Thursday, prompting more flood warnings. In southern Portugal, people waded waist deep through Alcázar do Sal after the river Sado breached its banks. Restaurant terraces were completely underwater, with sandbags stacked in front of the doors to protect homes and shops. A man died on Wednesday in Portugal's southern Alentejo region after his car was swept away on a flooded road near a dam. Storm Leonardo is the latest in a wave of half a dozen winter storms to hit Portugal and Spain since the start of 2026, killing several people, ripping roofs off homes and flooding towns. In Colombia, unusually heavy January rains displaced thousands of families, particularly in the Caribbean region, with more than 31,000 affected. Cordoba was the hardest hit region. Flooding submerged farmland and dam water releases heightened the risk of further inundation. Floodwaters and rescue operations continued in the Moroccan villages after weeks of heavy rain flooded several cities. Moroccan authorities have evacuated more than 143,000 people in the flood-prone northwestern plains amid rising threats of inundation from heavy rain, swollen rivers, and the release of more water from the full dams. Authorities ordered evacuations in parts of Larraque province, including Zar el Kebir areas near the Lucas River, to prevent further flooding. In Germany, snow and freezing rain hit Berlin's airport on Thursday, causing airlines to delay or cancel multiple departing flights. The airport said no takeoffs were taking place due to weather conditions and asked passengers to check the status of flights with airlines. Flight departures resumed late in the morning after freezing rain slowed aircraft de-icing, turning a routine process into one that took twice as long. Snow and freezing rain disrupted road and rail travel in eastern Germany as severe winter weather affected much of the country since late December. Let's get to updates from the world of business now. The Reserve Bank of India's Monetary Policy Committee held its final meeting of financial year 2026, and today it will come out with its policy announcement. After an extended rate cut cycle over the past year, markets are now debating whether the RBI will opt for another reduction in the repo rate or choose to pause and reassess evolving macro conditions. However, most feel it is likely to keep the repo rate steady at 5.25%, emphasizing liquidity management over rate cuts. This policy review comes at a crucial juncture. Just days ago, the Union Budget 2026 outlined a 12% rise in capital expenditure and set a fiscal deficit target of 4.3%. At the same time, the external environment appears to be improving, with the US lowering tariffs on India to 18% and the recently signed India-EU FTA expected to support trade flows and capital movement. Onto sports, India will strive for a record-extending 6th title when it locks horns against England in the Under-19 World Cup final in Harare on Friday. Both teams entered the summit clash unbeaten in the tournament. India have clinched the trophy 5 times and finished runners-up in 2024 against Australia. 14-year-old Vaibhav Suryavanshi with 264 runs has been India's most consistent performer, while Henal Patel has been bowling ace with 11 wickets. Meanwhile, England chased their second title and their fourth since 1998. Ben Myers with 399 runs and captain Thomas Rue with 299 runs have been at the forefront of England's campaign, while pacer Manny Lumsden is the top wicket taker in the tournament with 15 scalps. That's it in this edition of DD India Live, but let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those of you on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on the DD India mobile app. Now, this app is available on both Android and iOS platforms, and you can download the respective QR codes. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Preeti Kaur signing off, and from all of us here in Delhi, thanks for watching DD India Live.